Hey guys, and welcome to the Garage Athlete Show. We have a very special episode with all that could make it tonight of the admins from the home gym group. So when we originally made this podcast, it was as a service to the members within the group, and these are the wonderful people that make sure that we don't get spammy knobhead PTs posting 24 hours a day on our wonderful page. So I'll hand it over to the guys. Lovely to have you all on. I know we couldn't quite get some of the guys on, but as many of us could make it, kind of have made it. Who's got a beer?
I've got.
I'm working after this.
Everyone's got beer except for Jay. Jay's got his pre-workout.
Yeah, actually,
had a shot.
Hey, are you about to train, or have you just trained?
Just trained, and I got work at 11.
Oh, okay.
That's dedication.
Easily time for a quick beer.
I didn't think Limp Bizkit was still doing gigs, but okay.
Sorry, what was that?
I said I didn't think Limp Bizkit was still playing.
Still can't understand you.
Oh, you look like Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. With my dodgy Essex accent.
Nah, you look like you're about to bust into my.
Brilliant.
Have we got some questions? I think we've got a few questions, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
But we've got about 3.
Are there questions about Star Wars?
Oh, I hope so.
Questions.
I've already told you what to expect.
Mark, I especially loved your coffee that you made earlier. I thought that was...
It was a good one, wasn't it?
Oh, nice strong espresso.
Sneaky one.
Okay, here's... obviously, James Badger wants to have a go in Sam's car, but he'll have to be kidnapped to do that.
As long as he's in the right tier, though.
Yeah. And
Danny's really salty about that. He's livid.
Literally, like, oh mate, it's the second round, isn't it? I had, basically I train people for a living, loads lined up, and now it's like, yeah, I won't be seeing you anymore, and catch you later. But as it is, you adapt. I'll be doing a load more stuff online, so I'll be all right, man. But it's just, it's a total kick in the dick, isn't it? But not just for business, for everything. It sucks.
Yeah, well, it was to kind of be expected, wasn't it? Like, we all wanted our Christmas, and then they're like, right, you've had your Christmas. Everybody, go to your room.
Yeah.
Okay, so Drummer Yeti, who's your favourite co-admin and who's your least favourite? Oh, this one could cause some drama early on.
Who's not here? Sam.
Yeah, Sam and Nick.
They're scared about being on camera.
Nick? Can Nick not join us?
No.
I think we're waiting to see if his babby will get to sleep.
Well, there's your answer then, drummer. There's your answer.
Yeah, for me, it was going to be Nick, because up until the new guys joined the group, I was perfectly happy with my setup. And then they've come in, and now all I get is just pictures of kit that I now want. I've now got like £1,000 shopping list of stuff that I need that I didn't think I needed before, and it's only happened since the 2 new admins came in. That's all I'm
What about James? Is James not going to make it because of the bubba?
James, I think James is just playing it by ear, so it may jump on. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm the same with you, Donald, actually, because since they joined, their setups, like Nick's gym is a thing of beauty, isn't it? Like, it looks beautiful. Myself, and I think all of us here, we come from more of that raw background, don't we? Like, brick wall, and I didn't have any insulation for ages. I just had, just wood.
Like me.
That was it. And now you come in, you got Nick, and he's got wood screwed into the walls. He's got his little Picasso plates going on.
Find out.
Look at that. Look, he's screwed all
and finally pulled the trigger on his garage door because he's been brainwashed into it.
Well, I've gotten a bit nuts, but you're so right. You do see the other guys' gyms, particularly James and Nick, and it's been great for me as well, because I just love talking about equipment, and of course they're massive gearheads as well. So you're just going backwards and forth on it. But it really has made me, because you got our group, you got the stuff they've got set up. So I'm like, all right, maybe I should do the wall. I've just replaced the flooring, got a new garage door. I'll get this gear next year, just got a new bench, new weights, and it just all of a sudden you're like, whoa! I've just dropped a couple of grand. Like, it's like
I was just going to say, joining this Facebook group has cost me an absolute fortune.
Yeah, so we got Jay to blame for that, right?
Yeah, it's all
Wait for the Instagram. That's even worse. All these people sending me pictures of Instagram, and they look flipping mint, and then trying to justify spending the money to Alex, thinking, "Is this better? Got to make mine better. Is this better? Got to make mine better."
Absolutely.
You get your new kit, and then you see something else.
I didn't realize the amount. I didn't realize the amount of kit available until I joined this group.
I only got my rack there in the first lockdown, and probably 6 weeks ago, I went, I want to change it. I want West Side spacings. I want to do this. I don't actually need all that, but it's better, and I want it. And it's like less than a year.
Jay, tell it's not really a long story, but tell the story of how the group actually started, because you are the founding member, aren't you? You are the Lord and Savior.
Yeah, that's the next question was going to be, how did the group
is it?
start?
Oh, sorry.
Fair enough. Well, basically, the answer to that is, when I moved house, bought my first house, had a garage, bought the house because it had a garage. I was adamant I wanted a gym in it. And I thought, I'll be honest, didn't know much about home gyms, garage gyms. Type in Google, the first thing what come up is Power Shit Fitness. So I bought most of my stuff off there. Absolute failure, absolute disaster. So joined these American groups, and all I could hear about was people arguing over Rogue and Titan.
Yeah.
When I looked at Rogue and went, budget doesn't fit that. Didn't know anything about the English groups. Didn't want people to fall in the same trap I did, buying crap equipment from a bad company. So I thought, all right, I'll start this own group up, more for me to learn than anything else. And now I've learned so much from it, and it's bloody growing unbelievably.
Did you see the figures today? Have you seen what both groups combined is?
That's 12,000, isn't it?
12,000.
I was just going to say 10,000. It's 12 now, is it?
Yeah, 12,000.
Yeah.
So when we
first, be the bigger.
Yeah, when we first started, so Jay, obviously you literally commented. I put a post up in one of the American groups, and then you commented on that, and you were like, "I'm going to start a British one. Do you want to be an admin?"
Yes, please.
Hired.
Well, I was desperate, wasn't I?
Yeah, well. But you think we started, and for the first, what was it, maybe 9 months, we had less than 1,000 members. And we were desperately trying to pump out as much content as possible, weren't we? But we didn't really know what people wanted. We didn't have the rules were really loose. It was really strange. But now it's huge, like 6,000 people.
People wanted to know what flooring to get.
Yeah. What flooring and what pre-workout? That question is going to be answered today. I will answer that question for you. For everyone watching this, I'm going to answer that question for you. And you never have to answer it ever again.
Yeah, do Myrifit do discount codes?
Yeah, do Myrifit do discount codes.
No, it's growing loads. I think I got in, really in the early days, because I might have either seen Jay's post, because I was watching a load of, I think as most people do, the garage gym reviews on YouTube. I love him, I hate him. He does put a lot of good videos out. And I was watching a lot of the Brandon Campbell stuff. I still do now. And
he's great.
And it was, as you say, it's all very American based, Titan versus Rogue the whole time, which is great. You see all the stuff there, but there was nothing British based. And when that started coming out of the UK, because there's plenty of strong guys that train at home in their garage. Like people like Tony Cliff comes to mind. He's like a world champion powerlifter, so it is doable. But there was just no forum around there to talk about it. So when you did start, it was really good. I think I enjoyed posting more on that than anything I've ever posted in, and it's just become part of the day-to-day life now. Just checking the group and answering questions and spreading the love of gyms, and it's certainly changed a lot as well. I think when we first started, it seemed to be more like, people using like multi gyms and sort of, plastic weights and stuff.
It's all going a bit sketchy at the moment.
Oh, am I still here? There was a
Have I frozen? Have I frozen, or was it everyone else?
Mark, you've frozen.
I think I'm back now.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think we should put it out there for everyone.
Now Dan's frozen.
He loves form videos. So get your form videos in and tag Dan in them.
Oh, he's actually frozen. Dan's actually frozen, or is it just
Dan's
me?
frozen, right? I thought it was me.
Oh no, he's not here to defend it. That's one of the. So when we were choosing the second round of moderators, wasn't it? So it was yourself, Samuel, and myself, and then we just grew so fast, didn't we? We needed, we said we were going to expand the group of moderators, and we all picked various different people, and I picked Dan because he hates form videos. He's like a man after my own heart. Like, I just can't stand them. I just don't get them. But he's like, I hate them. And I was like, I want Dan in because he's gonna stomp on them like I will. And it was so funny. And obviously,
I'm sure Dan will be back in a second. Normally struggles with connection with his laptop.
But it has.
Yeah, that's one thing me and Dan will often. Well, it's one thing that I noticed when the group first started. There was more form videos and stuff like that, and obviously we've had to put some rules in place because people were getting absolutely torn to shreds. Just because, well, one, they'd have terrible form, and they were asking a forum full of random people like check my form, and that basically means roast me in forums.
Sorry, did I miss it? Have you just been going on about how the gym is there for form checking and free coaching? Is that what we were saying?
So Elliot was saying he
dropped out for a bit as well.
To join the group when we were choosing the second. Well, when they were choosing the second round of admins, he wanted you as an admin because you hate form videos on a par with how much he does.
I think the point is,
Dan hates lots of things.
Yeah, I do hate a lot of things. I'm very vocal about it. But like, you know, we do it for a living. We coach. We're more than happy if people ask on our Facebook to talk. You know, if you send a DM, yeah, I'll chat to you about lifting all day. But I think the point is when you go into these groups, they're home gym groups. I'm there because I want to talk about gym equipment. I don't want to, you know, see your shit deadlift and have some advice and you not listen to it. I just want to see people lift. I mean, I don't mind if people post maybe the occasional video of a PR. Maybe
I quite like the PR videos.
Yeah, you know, we see someone do it because, you know, someone's maybe built to that in a home gym. That's great. But it was becoming like another shit forum and people jumping in. And of course, everyone's got a different opinion. Everyone changes all the time. They think they're best. And then it becomes like, well, I didn't want the group. I know it's not my group, you know, it's Jay's. But I'm sure Jay,
you have ownership of it.
I guess. I didn't want the group becoming a place where fit pros would go to try and get people's, you know, form, to try and, you know, get clients and all that. I mean, maybe there's a bit of that going on behind the scenes. Fine, but I want it to be about, you know, should I buy the Merrifit N3 rack or a Bells of Steel rack? Should I get this? Should I get that? Not another training forum group, because you can go on T Nation for that or something else. I just wanted it purely about gym equipment because, you know, it's the more we know, the better. I've seen it's interesting that, you know, say like guys like Steve and Chris, you know, Muscle Squad and Prime are part of the groups. They're looking at what everyone's saying and what they're after and what the demand is. So if they're seeing people
responding to that.
If we're saying, oh, you know, we want these kind of, you know, the thing I think is going to come next year in the UK is probably deep dish plates. I think they're getting quite popular. So what I've seen is when people start talking about it in the group, they start going, oh, okay, we're listening. And I think that's what it needs to be, not just a, how's my deadlift, you know?
Something that I feel is really good about the group as well, more recently than obviously because during the lockdown stuff, is companies being held accountable. And it's interesting because Jay obviously started this group because he had a bad experience and he didn't want people to fall into those traps. But it's interesting how a lot of people are holding these not poor companies, probably the wrong words, but you know, these unprofessional companies to account. And I can't actually remember, what's the name of the company we've banned? Pro Plates. Yeah. So it's interesting because that wasn't actually our decision, was it? Like we didn't sit in our little chat and go, oh, we hate Pro Plates. It was the amount of people sending us all individual messages going, I think I'm being scammed.
No, that was enhanced. Strength. Pro Plates was the spamming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was enhanced, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, with the more members as well, there's more influence on these different companies. So
yeah,
the more the better.
And it's interesting as well. I kind of know Rebel Strength to a certain extent. You know, I know Andy not quite well, but I know him well enough. And he was mortified by some of the criticism that was thrown around in the group about his lead times and bits and pieces. And he genuinely took on, I think, like another 4 or 5 staff after reading that. And really tried to pick up on that because he was mortified that he couldn't meet the orders that he was getting.
That would only the kind of gym owner that we, well, not gym owner, manufacturer we want to have in, that is part of the community. They can see what's being said and then they take action on it. They don't just get defensive and go, oh, well, this or that and the other is, I'm not being funny, there's so much money in that sector at the moment. If you need to take on extra staff to be able to meet demand, like, stop being greedy, like, get some people off furlough and get them in.
It's quite good. Exactly they're acting on live feedback.
No, they are.
It'll only benefit their company at the end of the day for good customer service.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I laugh about it, saying the group sometimes should be called the Merrifit Lovers Association. But, you know, they have stepped up, and I've ordered a few things from lockdown, and they have been phenomenal. I think we had a really good relationship with Daisy when
Daisy, yeah. I mean, obviously she's moved on from Merrifit now, but
has she?
Is it MirrorFit or MirrorFit? There's another debate.
It's MirrorFit, isn't it? Yeah, no, Daisy moved on from MirrorFit a long time ago. She got another job somewhere else.
Heidi's now in charge. She sent me a few messages, but I think they just
Daisy was, and hopefully she'll see this. Daisy was
brilliant.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
so good. So what the word is?
She's
like,
on it. If you know, she'd encourage you. Let me know. Message me.
Yeah,
she helped sort everything out.
Yeah. Yeah, she was great, and what an asset to that company. They've lost a great asset there. She listened to the feedback, didn't she? And
she really did.
Yeah, but we were talking about it in the group, weren't we, earlier? Like MirrorFit kind of started out with a bit, entry level equipment, maybe sort of bottomy sort of range. But we're saying with their M3 range now, I think seeing how well that's doing, hopefully that means they're going to keep bringing that kind of slightly better quality stuff. Like I've got the M3 bench here, and I'm really fond of it. I think for what you pay, it's great. And I know James is really fond of his M3 rack. So, and it's at a price you can't compete with, like 400 quid for a
You know what was really funny about that as well, Dan, is that because what Daisy's job, obviously I teach business and economics, right? So Daisy's job was like so fascinating to me because I just wanted all the information so I could take it to school and teach the kids about it. Because anytime I can relate powerlifting and my job, I do it. It's great. And I had a conversation with her and I said to her, I'm going to give you some feedback. And she went, we love feedback. Give me feedback. And I was like, your equipment's crap. It's no good for powerlifters. And she was like, good, because you're not my target audience. And I was like, oh.
Wow.
She was like, because you're not. You're the
level stuff, yeah.
Yeah. She went, we want the everyman. We want the entry level people.
They like the bodybuilder home gym sort of crew, do they?
Yeah. Not even that. Just your general. I want to train at home bods.
Well, they've brought out
just started.
And then she said, actually, that's the feedback she wanted, and she was saying that essentially that's always going to be their bread and butter. But they're slowly moving into that, that more sort of at-home athlete kind of group, and that's where they started sponsoring people like Adam Bishop, the Stockman twins.
And they've got really big sponsors.
Yeah, selling yokes and all that kind of stuff now.
But the other thing with
strongman, we've got a lot of sponsors in the strongman competitions.
Stockman's,
backgrounds and everything.
Yeah.
But I have to say this because I said this on the chat earlier. £5 delivery for MirrorFit. I'm in Northern Ireland. It can cost me Fitness Superstore £80 for a spin bike. £80. You guys get that for free because you spent over what, 250, 280?
Yeah.
Like there is a massive market out here in Northern Ireland, and we just get ripped to bits.
Is Black Box Northern Ireland?
Is what?
Is it Black Box? BLK?
Yeah, so that's in Belfast. That's 10 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah, I mean, do they clear up in the area or?
Not really, because their stuff can be quite expensive. So just to borrow theirs, they've put a lot of money on theirs. I think I bought my 20 kilogram bar for $280 last year, and it's up to $315 this year, maybe more.
I mean, for $350, you could get a Rogo Hire power bar. That's crazy times, isn't it?
And then at the minute, we can't pick up because of COVID, so we still have to pay delivery.
Yeah, of course.
And it's literally, I bought my bar, put it in the back of a Suzuki Swift, and drove it home.
How did you get a bar in a Suzuki Swift?
Out the window.
Took out the windscreen.
Fitted from the footwell all the way back. But I can't do that now. I have to pay delivery on everything.
Yeah.
I remember going to pick up my first bar in my Peugeot, and it sat in the footwell and went all the way through to the back of the thing. And as you're closing the boot, you're like, please don't shaft the back window.
Have you ever tried transporting strongman equipment? Like, Elliot, you must have at some point.
Yeah. Well, I had a Ford Ranger before my recent car. So to be honest, it was all right. The only problem was the Ford Ranger is, obviously I'm a short person, but the back lip was at my chest level. And I remember when I drove down to Rebel Strength. I drove down to Rebel Strength and I bought a log, a giant dumbbell, an axle. What should I get? A few bits, and I loaded it all up. And I was like, "Oh, this is great! I've got a truck. I'm amazing."
And
yeah, and I got home and I was like, "Oh shit, am I gonna get out?" It's massive.
Sounds like this could be a Grand Tour challenge.
Oh,
yeah,
don't.
Definitely, man. Yeah, I wish all sorts in my cars. I had an old, unfortunately, I think it's come to the end of its days now, but like a 20-year-old Golf with one of the old diesel ones with like 100,000 miles on it. And I've been up and down around the northeast transporting dumbbells and dogs and plates. And I remember when I moved house as well, like putting all my gym kit into the car. And I was like, I don't think it's going to make it. I mean, yeah, transporting gym is always fine. But yeah, I always laugh when people say, "Oh, can I fit this in the car?" Like the farmers, I'm like, you'll be fine. Like you just
Like,
just get the seats down, just move things. It's like a giant game of Tetris. It's great fun.
Arches rubbing the tyres.
What was really good fun is obviously Nick's not here to defend himself, bless him, so I'll talk about him. But Nick came down just as it was announced that we were in into Tier 4. So the Saturday that it announced, Nick had shown some interest. He wanted to buy my my SSB off of me, my Rogue SSB, because I wasn't really using it much. We had a bit of a conversation about it, and he was like, "Oh, I want it." I was like, "Well, you can have it then." So obviously he texted me that night. He was like, "Mate, you're Tier 4 tomorrow. Can I drive down and come and get it?" I was like, "Of course you can." So Danny come, and he's got that fancy new Jag, hasn't he? He's got that electric Jag, and it's brand spanking new. And he turns up, and I looked at it, and I was like, "I don't think that's going to fit. I don't think that's going to fit."
How far away does he live?
Leamington Spa, and I'm in Thurrock, so it was about 2 hours for him, bless him.
Good on him.
Yeah. He came down with a bit of a chat and a cup of tea. But
Just looking back, you lasted.
Yeah, but he obviously the SSB. It's not a straight bar, is it? It's really awkward and dangling.
It's a big one as well, yeah.
And he's got this beautiful. It's almost like a Tesla, like this big giant screen in the front, and this bar's like inches from it. He's like winching.
You can imagine if he's going to be really thinking on the brakes on the way home. Then isn't
he had some straps in the back, and he strapped it to the back. I was like, "What are you doing that for?" Because I'm like, Dan, I'll just sling it in the truck. Like, fuck.
He's got straps all over his gym as well, like holding up bars into walls. He does shit you wouldn't even have thought of, and then you're like, "Of course, I've done that." Like all strap bars to walls, LEDs, pallets on the walls, all that kind of shit.
He's been the inspiration for me to get the bench that I ordered today, because he's got the same bench, and he's mounted it to the wall. And when I looked at the foot space, kind of what it takes up, I was like, "Yeah, I've got a space for that on my wall somewhere. Hopefully my wall won't fall down on me." But
I'm trying to think. 2 seconds up. You've got.
I wish Sam was on here. I bought a bar off Sam. He posted it to me. And it literally took me an hour to cut it out of the packaging. He wrapped that thing up so well. It was like a workout, just getting the bar out.
Yeah. Essentially, it's that one.
What the reason I love it is, mate, like I never thought I'd say this, but it's light and it's fucking brilliant because it's light, like because it's sturdy as hell when you press off of it, but because it's not heavy, it's a dream to move around the gym.
Yeah. Whereas my adjustable bench, I bought it from Wolverson 6 years ago now, and it's still in tip-top condition.
You're gonna keep both?
I think we was having a conversation about it earlier, and I think I will for the time being. But to be honest, I'd quite like to keep some money, because I don't really use the adjustable bit very often. Powerlifter. Like, how often do I do incline press? Like once in a blue moon.
You could just put it on one of your million plates that you have. There you go.
I haven't got that many. I've got a nice box squat though. I could just rest it.
You still got your clock off, please?
No, I sold those. I sold my Koklovs. I sold my competition rogues as well.
Oh, that was a good point. Yeah, well, maybe it's a conversation James needs to have with you. Good thing he's not here, but you did have a full set of calibrated plates, and you changed them out for cast iron. Do you mind just swapped
them for Yorks, didn't you?
Yeah. So I started with humble beginnings like you guys, and I had a Body Max half rack, and one day I squatted 175 kilos on a Ohio power bar with Koklov plates. And I was just testing my max, and I was like, "Wow, yeah, this looks amazing." And I re-racked it, and the J cups ripped out of it, and the whole thing nearly fell on me. Yeah, because it's cheap shit. It's not rated for much, and it fell forward. Unfortunately, it hit the rafters above me, and it didn't crush me. And I was like, "Probably need a new rack." So then I asked my dad's a structural engineer, so I sent him a picture of the Rogue rack that I wanted, and I was like, "Could you make me that?" Because I thought it'd be cheaper for him to make it than it would be to buy it from Rogue, because at the time it was a lot of money. But my dad, being my dad, he was in the bad books, unfortunately, for various reasons. And he just turned up in my house one day in his little truck, and I went, "Oh, have you made that rack?" And he was like, "Yeah, something like that." And he started unloading a load of Rogue boxes, and I was like, "Oh, you cheeky sod." So yeah, I didn't buy my rack, because there's no way I'd be able to afford it. It's ridiculous money for what it is.
Very kind.
Yeah, fair play to him. So then at the time I had bumpers, I had the Koklovs, and I had some Rogue bumpers as well. And then you know what happens when you get strong and you got bumpers? You run out of room, didn't you?
Literally went out on the bars too much, isn't it?
Yeah. I was like,
never had that issue.
Not yet.
So I just finished strongman. Funny enough, I did a bit of strongman. I was like, "Man, I'm pretty good, but I'm 5'6". I'm not doing strongman. I'm struggling to get stones on platforms and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna go back to powerlifting. It's much more easier. And I was going to a friend's gym who's got everything. He's got Texas, he's got Rogue, he's got everything. You can Elico, he's got it all, and it's amazing. You go in there, it's a powerlifter's dream. Probably like Anne's gym where she goes. It's just a powerlifter's dream.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need me some competition plates. So I come home, and obviously I do a bit of coaching as well. So all the money I make coaching in my gym, I put back into my gym because it's, you know, it's my side profession, isn't it, right? So I bought 825s, 620s, 15s and 10s, and they turned up. And the UPS guy is obviously really pissed because these are heavy plates. There's loads of boxes, and I opened the first box, pulled them out, and they're scuffed. The paint is scuffed, right? And I'm like, I know it's not about the paint. And when I go to you know, to Glenn's gym, they're all scuffed and chipped, but they're used by a million people. They've made it from the UPS guy to my house, and they're scuffed. And I was like, I'm paying twice as much for these plates than I would have paid for cast iron, and that paint ain't gonna last. And then I started thinking, it started getting in my brain, because I was thinking these are meant to be super calibrated, aren't they? Like to the gram, to the ounce.
What you're paying
If
for
all that paint wears off, that's ounces I'm losing. And I know it's ridiculous. It's not actually ounces you're losing, but it kind of is, isn't it? And I had them for 8 weeks, and I used most of them, not all of them, because I can't lift that much, but I used most of them, and every single one of them was scuffed or chipped. And it's only me. And the minute you slide it on a Ohio power bar or a deadlift bar, you scuff all the paint out the middle, so all your sleeves on your bars are covered in paint and shit. And I was like, I can't believe I've paid so much money for this. It was like, you know, it was over £1,000 for all those plates. And I was like, this is
buyer's remorse, I think they call it.
massive. Well, yeah, and I mean, they're also a bit of a pain in the ass to manhandle, and they don't fit certain bars.
Yeah.
So I was
tight
like,
on the sleeves.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got a Strength Shop cambered bar, you know, like the square one like this. And it's my favourite bar, despite the fact it's the cheapest bar. It's my favourite bar.
Probably the best bar Strength Shop I've done, mate. It's amazing.
Yeah, but because it's thick powder coated, they didn't fit on there. So
I'll be back in 1 minute. I just got to say that to my little girl.
Yeah, no,
so I just wasn't happy with them, and I actually, funny enough, I made a comment on, I think it was our group, actually, wasn't it? It was our group, and I think I made it on the American group, and I just said, I can't believe I paid this much money for what I would consider inferior products. Like the powder coat on my rack hasn't rubbed off. The powder coat on my Rebel Strength stuff, which gets dropped, is fine. Even the powder coat on my Strength Shop yoke, which, to be fair, was a pretty good yoke, but I'm putting I'm putting stones over it, and that's not even scuffed as bad. And all I've done is rolled the plates from one end of my gym to the deadlift platform, and the paint's rubbing off. And I was just so disappointed. So in the end, I found. So actually, what actually happened was, I emailed Rogue, and I was like, "This is bullshit, basically. Like, I can't believe I've had these less than a week, and they're all scuffed." And they were like, "Oh, it's not meant to be that way." And I was like, "Well, clearly not." So they actually give me a partial refund for basically half the amount. They were really good about it. I bought some other bits and pieces, and in the end, I just sold them on. So it didn't cost me any money. I was really disappointed. And then I bought them cheap York ones, and they were dirt cheap. I think they were 100 and, I don't know, not a lot, 188 quid. And I got, a few 20s, and that was it. I had some 10s already. And they're all right, but like, because I didn't pay a lot for them, I pick them up and they've got chivs out of them, and they're all slightly pissed. And I'm like, it didn't cost me anything.
Yeah, because they're cast iron, they're like, I've just bought a load of barbell standard. I'm like, yeah, they're cast iron, so I'm not expecting them to be this amazing plate, but I love the way they sound when you lift with them. They've got a nice lip on them, they're the right size, and
I've got the barbell standard 10 kilos that I got from the Rogue website, and I got 6 of those because I was loading my Stone of Steel up, so they were really, really good. But the York ones are like an even worse quality than those. I mean, I think they're pretty good quality.
York 25s, they weren't the best.
But to be honest, the only thing I would replace those with is some deep dish plates. Now, I would never go back to competition plates.
Oh, mate, I wish someone would bring them over. I'm surely some forge or someone in the UK can just build them. Like,
maybe we'll ask Pro Plates.
An ironmonger going, you know what, Dan, you've got me there. Right, deep dish plates, they're on the way.
But seriously though, like they can't make them quick enough in the States. Like people are going crazy from they just look really fucking cool. Like they just look like, they're almost the same size as bumpers. I think they're like 2 inches deep, I think, and they've got that nice deep lip. But it's probably like, there's like fads all the time. Was it like last year? Was it the couple of years ago? It was the belt squat. It was all about that, and then it was all about else, like, you know, attaching reverse hypers to your racks. And now it seems to be all about the deep dish plate is like the thing of the year. So, you know, it might be just it's cool at the moment, much the way, you know, 15s are not cool anymore. So you have to put them in the bin. But like, just dish plates.
Where's James? Where's James when you want him?
Right.
Speaking of plates, did you see the price hike that Fitness Superstore put on their body power plates?
Is that what you were about earlier?
Yeah, so body power plates are like, I've used them in gyms for years, and you know, for a cast iron, I think they're milled as well. So they're a really good plate, and I've weighed a lot of them, and they've all been 20 kilos spot on. They're
I've
fantastic.
got a few of those.
Yeah, and they're always like £2 a kilo brand new, which is, you know, I accept that's probably not going to be the case now. We're in this post-lockdown world, but like they bumped them up to like 100, I think 40 quid per pair, so like a 60 quid price and increase. Like it's now 350 a kilo. It's like you can go to Extreme Fitness and buy a calibrated plate. It's just like what, you know, Fitness Superstore, man. Like they're like the Currys of training of fitness, aren't they? Which is insane.
I'm going to jump the queue. I know Donald's about to ask a question. I'm going to jump a queue because someone's just replied to JJ on the group. JJ put last chance. Any questions? And Simon Randall, whose name I recognise. I can't remember why I recognise it.
He's one of my clients. You'd have seen him in the client group.
He's put after Elliot, who is the biggest stickler for the group rules? And I'm quite interested to know because I am definitely
just Elliot.
I don't think it's me.
I'm the spelling. I'm the grammar.
Someone once described me as a little.
You're a cock, but I just get rid of you anyway.
Yeah, I think Jay's pretty good at that. I think Jay's more hardcore than I am. I tend to.
Really?
Yeah, I just delete things and send people a message like, "Come on, don't be a dick." Jay's just like, "Fuck you, you're out."
You're out of here.
It's simple.
Jay's pretty keen.
I think you're right, actually. Second to Elliot, I think Jay is like a stickler for them. Because a lot of us will go, right, what do you guys think of this? And it's normally Jay or Elliot that goes, like, that gets the final verdict. So we're normally asking those guys, like, how far does this break the rules? Is this a banning or is this a muting offence?
Yeah.
And Jay just like, beat him off, right. Bosh.
We're at 6K plus now. You can lose one.
Can afford it.
Normally already done when you're asking.
Yeah, to be fair.
It's always like,
Jay's binning people off before they've even got in the group.
What should we do with this person? Jay already deleted. God.
that guy's got a double barrel name. Bin him.
Well, what was it? What did he say? If they look foreign on one of the things, I was like, you can't say that.
No, on the sales group, he meant the Chinese names, didn't he? The Chinese sellers.
The thing is, we all know what he meant, but it was just the way it came out. It was just like, oh, God. Yeah.
That was, I don't want any spam from Chinese.
Yeah, just to clarify, so Jay doesn't get in trouble at work.
If we can't pronounce your name, you're not coming in.
And that was how it was meant. It's a UK group, and that's what it is. It's like Brexit.
It's like Brexit.
Let's not talk about that here, man.
And you got to go, mate. It's Brexit. Get out.
We've got
oh no, Anne's in the back door. Anne's in the Northern Ireland. That they're calling in the back door, aren't they, to Britain?
Oh, are they? All right.
Yeah, because you guys get to be part of the block when we're not, and something about trade customs, something. I don't really care. Right. Who would you be stranded on a desert island with out of Venom from Spider-Man 3, so the shit Venom, Mr. Freeze,
shit Venom, isn't it?
the Arnold one, or the Scorpion King, so that's The Rock. And if it would be the Scorpion King, yeah.
Good old
So it's nobody's going to choose the shit Venom. Like, come on. So it's between Arnie and The Rock, essentially, but as those characters. So Mr. Freeze or the Scorpion King.
Why the fuck did they get the guy from that 70s show to be Venom? Like, can we just have a think about that for a second?
I thought he was a really good Eddie Brock. I just thought it was a terrible Venom. I believe him.
I think who that is.
About Venom is Tom Hardy.
With Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, I thought Tom Hardy was good. I mean, I really like the actor. I think he's got that sort of quirky thing. Have you seen what's it called? The Klansman, I think. He's good in that when he's the one of the guys of the KKK, and he's a very good actor, very comedic. But just as Eddie Brock, Venom or more, just no. But
They was never going to save that film, were they? Have you ever seen Spider-Man 3? It was atrocious.
I remember watching it in the cinema, like, what is happening? You know, the whole like the emo scene was like, what is happening? Like, it just, but they seem to do this with some trilogies, like the Blade trilogy. First 2 films, phenomenal. Third one, like, what the fuck was that? Spider-Man 2, I still think is probably one of the best comic book films out there in terms of telling the story of the hero. In terms of like, you know, Spider-Man, Peter Parker's life is fucking tragic. It's really shit, but Spider-Man is, you know, this hero that saves the city, but it's the tale of how Spider-Man's amazing, but Peter Parker's life is a bit shit, really. But, you know, he has to still be the hero. And I thought that story was fantastic. But then like, I'm thinking as well, like, you know, The Godfather, the first 2 films were like perfect. And then the third one, you're like, but why did you even make it? Like,
Like all with Star Wars, really, isn't it?
Oh, don't
yeah, they just kill everything, don't they? Just take it and take it.
Oh, well, the
So
first
leave it on
two,
a high.
I've watched the prequels again, and I've actually really enjoyed them. Like the third one, especially, I thought was brilliant.
Because the sequels are so shit.
Oh, like just retcon it, get rid of it.
They are. Well, they've already retconned because Kylo Ren was meant to be Luke's first ever apprentice, but obviously Grogu's now going to be Luke's first ever apprentice. They're talking about having a what's his name verse that kind of skews off and gets rid of those. They've just got to leave them for a little while, or else it makes Disney look bad because they spent all this money on them and then they've just gone, out of their shit. We'll get rid of them.
Right, but then they've just built Star Wars Land in Orlando, haven't they? In Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, when it was
amazing.
amazing.
Keep that going for a while.
Well, my confession is I've never seen a Star Wars because I was introduced to it, watched one of them, fell asleep, thought it was shit, and that was it.
You're done.
You're out.
I enjoyed The Mandalorian. I watched that recently. That was very good.
Yeah.
I've never heard it said in a Welsh accent, and that is fantastic.
The Mandalorian.
It sounds really, I like that a lot. But yes, it is. Oh, it's fabulous. It's really good.
Fantastic.
Oh, I love it. But no, The Mandalorian was, brilliant. I mean, me and Don have geeked out on that quite a bit. Yeah, and Elliot as well, of course. Yeah, but it's a big Mandalorian fans.
Yeah.
Okay, so Arnie is Mr. Freeze or the Scorpion King,
Arnie.
trapped on a desert island.
Arnie.
I go with Arnie.
Maybe Arnie because he'd keep you cool, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on a desert island. That is. There we go.
Yeah.
I just go for the Rock all day long.
I'm going to go for the Scorpion King just because
the Rock is,
he's friends with the gods. So.
And he's so transparent right now. I'm sorry. Dwayne Johnson on an island.
Tom Hardy, The Rock, and
30 years ago, and The Rock. I'll just take all 3.
At the same time.
Mr. Freeze for me.
Finn Tan Troy, what is the correct colour scheme? I'm guessing he's meaning because everyone seems to go with the mirror fit orange and black.
Orange and black, yeah.
Not orange.
Oh, not orange.
Black and red.
Plain black, black and red.
Plain black.
Black and red.
Plain black.
Why black and red, Elliot?
All the group, which I'm probably going to sort the whole group now. Orange and black, come on, be original, get your own colours.
Yeah. Yeah, just pick a colour scheme that's not orange. Like, stop copying. Like,
I quite like plain
whatever.
black.
Pardon? Orange and black.
I quite like just plain black. Just black. Plain black.
Yeah,
I've
got one.
Mine's blue all day long.
Dan's face always freezes at such a wonderful place. He looks like he's blowing us all a kiss.
Thinking that's a thoughtful face.
He's like,
like when Jay uploads the things to YouTube, it's always got one of us pulling a really weird face as the thumbnail.
Is there a way of seeing everyone at the same time?
yeah.
Are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone and all I can see is me in the bottom corner and for some reason Elliot with his hand on his face.
So
Scroll you want to scroll the furthest right screen and you'll get 4 people on the screen.
Left, right.
It's gone the wrong way.
I've got into drive.
Yeah, I was going to say, go the other way, the furthest the other way to driver mode, and then you should get a screen with there's 3 or 4 on there.
Oh, that's good. It's not got Elliot on there, so I've got a good one.
Okay.
Horrible to me, isn't he?
Could a honey badger take on a black bear?
Ooh.
Oh, honey badger don't give a fuck. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, they fight lions and shit, don't they?
Yeah.
Toe to toe, I think the bear will take it. But honey badgers are supposed to be quite clever, aren't they? So if they could sneak up on a bear, napping or hibernating, straight to the jugular.
Image in my head.
They
Bear sat like trying to eat something, and a honey badger like tiptoeing around a tree to get behind it, like poking it out.
I want to know, how did you come up with this question, Wellesley? How did you come up with it?
I don't. Maybe he's been watching National Geographic.
I think
on Disney Plus.
On
Disney Plus, yeah.
He's a bit quiet at work, so that's what he's come up with.
Honey badgers are mental. You can never rule them out, I don't think.
No. Honey badgers don't give a fuck.
1 minute, I'm just going to Google what a honey badger looks like.
You've never seen a honey badger?
No, but I don't know how to do it without coming out of chat.
Tell you what, let me share my screen with you and I can do it.
Take it easy. I reckon they could bite you through your phone. This is far too clever for me. Everything's moving without me touching it.
This one in the top right, Pornhub. What's that, mate?
Not on this laptop.
How the fuck could that destroy a bear?
So they fight lions and stuff. I don't know how big it is.
Look there.
They are quite fierce.
Fighting a lion.
But I think they would have to catch a bear sleeping.
I think to resolve this, we should ask Google.
Someone ask Alexa.
Hey, honey.
Alexa, who would be a honey badger and a bear?
In a fight with a black bear.
Alexa, volume 10. Alexa.
Wolverine versus Wolverine or honey badger fight. What kind of sick person would do that?
Click on all, Donald, not on images. Click on all.
The honey badger would most likely win, but this really is a tough one.
Alexa reckons a honey badger will win.
Nice. There we go. Alexa has spoken.
That's fast.
See a group of honey badgers. He's ganging up.
They travel in packs.
Oh, all right.
What? Simon, it's one of the members of the group. I think he's going to be on Instagram later. Right, stop share. There we go. Stand back in.
What's the verdict? Honey badger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, honey badger.
Big time.
Okay, so where's Samuel's picture? He didn't send one in time. So we replaced him with, that's Khal Drogo, not Aquaman. I'm guessing you haven't watched Game of Thrones, Jay.
I love Game of Thrones, but I always remember him as Aquaman.
Okay.
Probably because my people shuts up about it.
Will there be a home gym comp? So Elliot's run 2 already. I think you've learned quite a bit from the previous ones on how to run them. So should we say there'll be another one in the new year?
I wanted to weigh in on this one. I'm waiting for this question. I do need to go soon, but I was waiting for this question. Essentially, I will run another couple of contests in the new year. But the problem with running the contest is it made me wildly more unpopular than I currently already am in the group. And let's be honest, I'm like the Goering or Goebbels of this group, aren't I? Like just wildly unpopular for, getting the third right going. But people were not happy with how I run those contests. And no matter which way I did it, you can't please anybody. Now, you think like Mark was actually in the first comp. We did, weren't you, Mark? And you made it through. Did you make it through to the finals? You did, didn't you?
No.
Almost
second round, I think.
I remember. So we did it that way, didn't we? Where we did the point system for different weights and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And it's all a learning curve.
Yeah, people didn't like that because of the amount of different movements that were involved, and people wanted to do some Olympic lifts, and that was difficult. And
I didn't want to do Olympic lifts.
I tried to do an Olympic lift, and you told me to shit.
It was awful,
I
Joe.
remember you putting that video up and we were like, please God, do not upload that video to the group. As the owner of this group, you cannot put that on as a clean. That is not a clean.
He tried his best. But
did.
with the girls comp, I tried to do it in terms of for body weight, so more like a powerlifting contest. And again, that was wildly unpopular as well. Like we just couldn't get the girls to get the videos in. So
Yeah, that ruffled a few feathers, didn't it? Yeah, I remember.
yeah,
I remember that.
I will run some next year, but I think I'll make them less serious and competitive, because I think I'm quite competitive, so I made them quite competitive. And you know, the lads and the ladies, they, you know, I'm struggling for names now. I can't remember the names of the people who won, but you know, the people who won were serious competitors, weren't they? Like they were giving it their all, and they were really strategic about it and bits and pieces. I had a great time doing it, and it was really good to watch all the different videos and count the reps, and that was quite, you know, it was a little bit time consuming, but it was good fun.
Yeah.
But I will run a couple of competitions in the new year, but I want to make them, I don't know what the appropriate word is, but I want to make them like unisex. I want to make them for everybody, so the girls can go against the boys.
Maybe like a league table would be good, so people are not getting knocked out every week, so everyone stays involved, sort of thing.
That's
what we did with the girls, didn't we? And then the people that
the only problem with the league table is if you like miss a week, you then drop like way down, and then if they see their names like way down, they think, oh, what's the point in joining in? Because if somebody gets like a considerable lead, then they go, well, there's no point in joining in now because I'm not near the front or whatever it is.
And that's what happened with the girls, wasn't it? The girls, you know, we had the top 3 leaders, and then
it was
the bottom 4 just sort of give up. So I'll have a little think about it, and we'll do it in a way where everyone can get involved. It's fun. I'm gonna try and rally some of the companies to sponsor it and actually have a prize, because we didn't have a prize, and I promised the lad who won, I've forgotten his name now. I promised him a T-shirt, and I never gave it to him. I feel awful, but I just totally forgot.
Most like man in the group, you see.
Yeah. And then obviously with the ladies one, we didn't even make it really to the final, did we? So
no, right. Final question I've just come up with off the top of my head. If you could apply a superhero persona to each one of the moderators, who would be?
Oh, you're frozen.
Can you not hear me?
I can.
It's just miming.
He doesn't have a very expressionless face.
You could apply a superhero persona to any one of the to each one of the moderators. Who would be what?
So who are we going to start with?
Mark would be Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom. Brilliant.
I don't even watch superhero films.
I think my one for Elliot would be SpongeBob, obviously.
So square.
Dr. Doom SpongeBob.
Oh.
Is SpongeBob a superhero, though?
Yeah, mate. Oh, come on. Of course he is.
He's
the hero of Bikini Bottom.
Underpants.
Where are you, Elliot? Elliot, where are you? We can't see anything behind you. You fill in the box.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so I'll do that. I'd probably put. What would Donald be? Donald to me, like, what was it? You're almost like you're quite clean cut, aren't you, Donald? So you're like a Captain America vibe, aren't you?
I'll take that.
Really nice guy, save the day and all that.
Every time we swear, he's like, language.
Yeah, you can imagine being like very like proper and like.
See, I'm being nice to Donald because he's controlling my food and cardio. Saying out wrong.
Super persona. I'm trying to think what. I think I know. What's it like? Joe be something like the Punisher, wouldn't he? Like pretty harsh, just straight to the.
Yeah,
smash.
definitely.
That's a good one, the Punisher.
That's it.
No, in
Punisher,
between.
that's a good one.
I will take that because the Punisher logo means something to us as well, which you guys know.
Yes, we've got the
I think Anne would be Wonder Woman, to be honest.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that because of the whip she carries?
It's the whip, yeah, totally.
Don't tell everyone.
The lasso of truth.
It's because she's very positive, and she's very she's forward momentum all the time, and she doesn't think about what has happened. She's worried about what she's going to do, what she's going to get on with.
Oh, Elliot.
Oh, well, we got a bit deep there, didn't we?
He's thinking about this a bit much, isn't he?
I think Dan would be the Juggernaut.
Which one though? Which one? The one from the cartoon, or Deadpool, or the Vinnie Jones version?
Vinnie Jones. I'm the fucking juggernaut. What the fuck? There's another abomination. Like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Oh, dear.
Wait, what the fuck were they thinking?
Well,
That's the third film in the series as well. It ruined it. Yeah.
Before Dan gets on that tangent, I unfortunately I've got to go. But I will say thank you very much for the time, and thank you very much to everyone in the group. And I will hopefully catch you all later on.
Take
No
care,
worries. I
buddy.
think we'll be wrapping up soon
See you guys.
anyway. See you
Bye-bye.
later. Well, yeah, I think Deadpool Juggernaut, just badass, angry, just don't get in my way or I will tear you in half.
Yeah, I like the sound of that, man. Really, really cool.
I just like the fact you've given me Punisher when I've done everything I can to look like Thor.
Well, that's the obvious answer, isn't it? You know, the whole Viking vibe and your Norse mythology, and you love all that stuff, don't you? But that'd be too obvious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm too good looking for that, aren't I? So I can take
I don't know, Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, he's all right, isn't he?
Can I share something? Can I share something that's just popped into my head talking about this?
Yeah.
When I first started seeing my girlfriend, we were thinking about what to do on a Saturday night. I said, "Should we go to the cinema?" She said, "What's there?" I had a look. I said, "Well, what about the Fantastic Four?" She said, "I haven't seen the first three."
Right, that's fucking, right, I'm stealing that.
That's genuine. That's serious.
Right, that is outstanding.
So we decided who Mark will be.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Dan did, I think. Doctor Doom, was it?
Doctor Doom. I was trying to think of a bearded superhero that's not Thor.
I don't think there is any.
Captain, well, in Endgame he grew a beard, didn't he? Yeah, they were pretty clean cut, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just like one that's like, no, I can't think of any. If I come up with one later, I'll send it across.
No problem. Captain Underpants, I like all that, man. But yeah, I mean, if you guys just, I guess on the sort of heading out, I mean, have you guys got any plans? Obviously, with Tier 4 happening, are you still going to be hammering training? Have you got any plans for new equipment in the new year or for the gyms or anything?
Like I said earlier, I am desperate for a new bench, but I think the one that fits the bill is that Super Bench Pro. It can be a flat bench, incline, remove the seat, few attachments.
Okay, I didn't know you could move the seat on that.
I think the seat comes off, so it is a proper flat bench, but the reviews seem to be okay at the moment.
I think they changed it as well to be a bit thicker and a bit flat, not so high off the ground.
I think the Pro one's a bit lower, isn't it?
Yeah, I tried one of the original ones, and it was just too high off the floor and too narrow. But I think they've changed it, which is good.
So was it a solid bench? If it was a bit lower, would it be okay?
It was too thin. Too thin. I think they've changed that though. So I think if it was thicker and a bit lower, it's a very good bench. Yeah, it offers a lot in terms of the attachments as well.
Yeah. Definitely keep your mind.
I mean, I'll be doing a bench review coming up as well from the old Primal bench. Ooh, can you sit?
If anyone else would like to, if anyone else would like to send some bench for reviews, I'm more than happy to take a look at them.
We'd like to take them.
Yeah. Or is that a cheeky plug there for the Primal?
What?
Available.
I need a new rack. My cables are absolutely shit, and that's something I want to change. I'm getting new flooring, so send them away. I'll give a review.
Why not, man?
Yeah, I need new everything. Imagine shit.
Mate, the group's at 12,000 people now. Like you should be approaching.
Mate, you're Lord Home Gym of the UK, mate. Monetize it.
Yeah, I mean, my flooring is just what's underneath AstroTurf, so I need some proper flooring. And my cables, well, I've seen a few people in the group ask about the cable thing because it goes up as a half rack. Well, put it this way, it collapsed on me one time doing flipping lunges. That's not even heavyweight. I'll be honest, it's absolutely shit. I'm gonna have to review it better than just saying it's shit, but yeah, it's shit.
No, well, I think you've hit the nail.
I want a better word.
I think someone's talking about
more willing to review it because the Body Max something or another is crap. And so the Body Max bench.
That's Jay's Garage Gym reviews there for you.
Yeah.
Marathon rack is really good, but I need to go up a stage because I need a better rack. But the rack I've got from Marifit is the budget one. I'll be honest, it's fucking spot on. It is spot on.
Done you well, isn't it?
I would also I'd like to get a log. I've been watching on the Strongman and different events.
Yes.
I'd like to try a log. It looks good fun.
Well,
I've got one. They're good. They're hard.
Maybe
I
I'll
just started all the strongman stuff at my gym.
Celtic Strength is fairly local to me, so maybe I'll.
Yeah, Simon's good. He'll sort you out. He does. Simon does some really good stuff at a really good price as well.
He's been
well, if
doing
we've
a lot
all
of good
got
things over the
suppliers
last couple of
local,
months, I think.
Maybe we could all get our local suppliers to send us the stuff.
Yeah.
I've Black Box, you've Celtic Strength, guys. What have you got?
I'm surprised there's not a freaking an equipment manufacturer in Gainsborough. Like that just sounds to me like it would be the perfect place to sell gym equipment.
Do you have an available plot?
I've never been. I just love I drive through it when I'm on my way. I drive past it on the way to Butlins, but I just love the name of it.
That's not something I'd admit because, as you know, I'm a Lincoln lad and I work in Lincoln. If they started it up in Gainsborough, it'd get stolen before it flipping got out.
Yeah. I used to live in Gainsborough, and it's not a nice place to live.
No, but I just love the name Gainsborough. Where are you from, Gainsborough? Yeah, no, I only ever drive past it on the way to Butlins on the Skeggy.
Talking about names, we got some good names around here. I want to move to the village just outside called Bitchfield.
Easy. Amazing. But I mean, Don, you got any plans for your gym?
I want some jammer
No more
arms.
equipment, though.
Pardon?
You can't have any more equipment. There's too much in there already.
No, that's what I mean. I need to get some like attachments and stuff. So I want to get some jammer arms that I'll attach to my rack, and then some flooring. And then we're moving to a bigger house so I can get more equipment in there.
Nice.
I think you should sell every piece you have and buy one of those stealth monster rack things with all the bells and whistles on it.
That's when I move to a bigger house, I'll sell my Marcy multi-gym and I'm going to get that stealth monster thing.
Yeah, you see, those monster things are incredible, but they just don't appeal to me at all because I'm more strength-based and all that, but they just don't appeal. But when you look at them, they're like a transformer or something.
Well, I looked at when I've looked at Osmonds, and it's like, oh, there's so much that I could do with that, and like the cables are adjustable, and it's like, and it's
so much room for
it's literally a bodybuilder's like wet dream in terms of like home gym equipment.
Why don't you buy Osmonds? It'll be up for sale next week.
Very good.
How was the leg press, Deej? Did you ever get the plate made bigger?
No, I've been all right. I've just accepted that it's going to absolutely trash my quads whenever I use it, and I just end up. And then, when was it? It was probably about 3 weeks ago. I was using the hack squat, and it's when I'd had all that snow, and my shoes were wet, and I was doing like 160 kilos for like a set of 20, and on number 15, I was at the bottom. Both feet slipped out. Luckily, I was at the bottom when that happened, and I was like, "Nope, that's me done for the day. I've nearly killed myself once." So I'm just calling it a day there.
That'll do.
Yeah, it's been to say it's about £1,000 worth of kit. It's not too bad. It's probably the most used equipment that I've got in there at the moment, just to use it for hack squats and leg press. I'm just not doing any back squatting at the moment with this program that I've got.
I guess you don't need to. What about you, Anne?
There's a leg press attachment.
Pardon?
The monster rack actually has one of them leg press attachments.
Oh, the plate for it.
Yeah.
Where you sit underneath it and it kind of comes down.
Yeah, the floor and do it,
you could load that too.
I don't really like the angles on those. I feel like if I load it up too much and I'm stuck underneath it with like my knees on my chest, I'd freak out a bit.
What about you, Anne?
Oh God, I'd like all sorts at the minute. I want a flat bench because the bench I've got is no good for pressing. Like it's just not wide enough. I want desperately another rack. I know is it Iron? What is it? The brand we've been looking at lately?
Iron King.
Iron King.
They've got some awesome stuff.
Yeah, we're looking to get them on the podcast.
I love their stuff, but it's pricey, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it is good, but it is pricey. Yeah, I mean he's always been. You know, it was like $750 a rack, was it when I was looking? I
think it's over 800 now.
Okay,
I got my open hex bar from them.
Yeah.
Oh, have you? Is he good?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's like an X demo, but so he sold it to me a bit cheaper.
Well, like they do the folding rack, don't they, as well? And that's about 400. And I quite like the look of the folding rack as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good British manufacturer, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I definitely want some West spacing coming up, but. My coach has two of his full racks. They work together on them, and they are good racks, solid. But
So do you want a new rack and still have 2 racks in your garage for you?
No, I'll just replace the one and sell this one
Just
on.
replace one, yeah. I mean, it all depends on.
Murphy's brilliant for entry level stuff when you don't know what you're doing. You don't know if you're going to go in. You don't really know if you're going to make use of that money. So it's brilliant. Totally. But now I am making use of it, but the spacing is just too big.
Yeah, have a look at the M3 definitely. Like, I think that
do they have better spacing on that? Because that's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's got. Hang on, I'll just show you here. It will have the same spacing as what I've got here. Hang on, give me a second, mate. So, is that the whole spacing?
Yeah, that looks like.
So that's the west side.
Well, that's much better.
And then you've got all these. So I think it's 1.5 inch.
Yeah,
that's the same. I think half inches.
I'm wanting now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You want all the like, it is good. It is nice to have. But I mean, that's the reason I got rid of my Body Max rack, because I had the wrong hole spacing and I was an idiot and missed the whole the rack and dropped all that weight on the rack and bent my bar. So that's basically what got me to buy this. Yeah. And looking back, I'm glad I did, because I got this when it was an intro price. It was like 400 quid. And then looking
you did well with that.
You couldn't get this rack for 400 quid now. You just can't.
No.
So I did.
What are they now? 600-700 quid?
Yeah, and to be fair, mate, it's probably up around there. Like, I would probably say this is probably worth $650, I think, for what you get with it, because you get the safety straps, you get the you get the rollers, you get the pegs with it. You also get like an amazing pull-up bar, the west side, all that kind of shit.
That's the other thing about the rack I have. Like, there's only the pegs. There's no J hooks. Yeah, and that's annoying as shit. Like, that is really annoying.
Yeah, they definitely chew your bars to pieces. So yeah, new rack for you on your New Year's.
Bench, hopefully.
Yeah, bench and new rack.
That Chris put in from Muscle Squad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the folder
they were making. He put it in the group.
No, I hadn't noticed it. Was it folding back?
He's got a folding power rack. It's a full rack, like the Rogue one, where it folds against the wall and comes back out. I think he's having to change some of the cross members because I think they were too wide from when I chatted to him. But he's getting those made a bit shorter, and I think he's looking to keep it around the 450 mark, which I think would be a really good price for that rack, especially as it folds as well.
The Iron King's about 450. I think Black Box, they got rid of their folding rack after Cliff bought his. I went and looked and it had gone. And that seems to have come back. And that, again, is about 450 mark. So, don't know, just need to look at the spacings and attachments and just work out what it is I really want.
Yeah. Well, we'll always chat about it a bit more if you want. You know, we live in stuff, don't we? Cool. So, new rack and new bench for you. Nice.
Awesome. I think that about covers it. So, thank you guys for all your time this evening. And yeah, hopefully that's let some of the members of the group get to know everyone a little bit better. So yeah, never be afraid to reach out to any of us. I don't know how you see within the group, like who the admin / moderators are, but as Dan said, we're always happy to have conversations with people about kit, about our setups. Obviously, myself, Dan, and Elliot are all coaches as well in different areas. So if you've ever got kind of any questions, like feel free to kind of reach out to us. And even if we specifically don't know the answer to your question, we can obviously refer you across to somebody within the group that we think might be kind of like a better fit. So obviously this is hopefully this will be going up close to the beginning of the year. I'm hoping like Friday, Saturday sort of time, but we will see, because I am terrible at doing show notes. So I will probably try and get this done. But it's been wonderful to catch up with everyone and because we're filming this on the 30th. So have a wonderful New Year, guys.
Yeah, take care, everyone. Love to speak
to you. Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year, guys.
Yeah. And let's enjoy 2021 and bring some garage-based gains.
Yay.
Garage gains. Woo. Right. Okay.
Don't forget to check the Home Gym Instagram out as well. Give us a follow on that. And if you want sharing, send me a message either on the Facebook group or the Instagram, and do that same again with reviews or anything. You want to participate, get a review in and we'll share it, because this is a community for all of us, all right? Not just for us mods, for everyone. So everyone can be a part of this. Everyone can share their reviews, share all the gyms. A lot of people asked me recently how much it costs to share their gym. There's no price. This is a community. I'm happy to share it, whatever. Just tell me what equipment you got and why you train, and everything's sorted, guys.
Awesome.
While we're on that, remember a few people asked about the hoodies. And I was looking into that. Well, in Northern Ireland, we're on total lockdown. So guys, it might be 2022. There's literally nothing anyone can do at this point.
Unless you take the vaccine.
Take your vaccine.
It'll still be 2022. Put your mask on.
I've just said that to wind. No. I've just said that to wind you up, Anne. Don't worry. I'm not going to force a vaccine.
I know you did. So yeah, hopefully we'll get there, guys. But
it's in the pipeline. Anne's looking into it. Anne is on the case because I am terrible at things that take more than a day to organise.
2021
right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Here you go, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, guys.
Right. See you guys later. Bye.
Take it easy. Bye.